what the Biafra is doing, and this nonsense about people forming Biafra government here, Biafra government in exile there, and all that stupidity when there is no Biafra yet. Why is it necessary that our people must be deceived? Why are we prone? Why are Igbo people, I'm not saying other Biafra nationalities, why are Igbo people prone to being deceived? Why do we accept lies more than the truth? Can look at the other criminal groups that they set up that crumbled. What happened? They are dead, they are buried, they are finished. Nothing is coming out of them anymore. The cockroach that comes up and mentions the word Biafra wants to have his own cabinet. What type of madness is that?
Biafra must come. And when Biafra does come, everybody will be free. If Biafra is not free, none of you is going to be free. And that is why I have said it before and allow me to repeat. We have come to set all of you free. And if you allow this nonsense to continue, you'll be sunk. If you have not gotten your Somali visa, go and get it now. Because the zoo is gone. And the hell has arrived. Thank you. Good day to you, wherever you are watching from. I want to thank you for joining this broadcast today. Today is weekend. This is the weekend, and today is the 22nd day of July 2022. 2023. We're ending the month is already ending, fast ending. But one of the most painful thing is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been locked up for one month. I mean, so 2 years, 1 month now, and yet everything is still on. Everybody is still going on their own ways. He is in control. God get into freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be free soon, and we shall get into our freedom. I want to welcome you to this live broadcast today. This is 53 minutes, or let's say 7 minutes to 1 in Biafra land. And wherever you're watching from, please just like this video and share on all your social media platforms. I know that we've not been on for 2 days. It's not intentional. So many things to do. And hopefully we are preparing ourselves to fully launch the accountability and transparency group. It is very, very important for us to do that because we are setting a new pace of how things can be done rightly so that we can get Biafra. Things that must be done, according to the topic today, things that must be done now, that we must do now to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and get Biafra. Before I go, sorry. Before I go into giving you some briefs, because I'm going to make it very simple and very analytical at the same time, for us to understand all of these facts. We're not going to exude we're not going to use up more than 1 hour. It's going to be a brief broadcast, but of course, I'm going to open the lines also for those of you who want to call in. For those of you who want to call in, today is Saturday, so we have the liberty to call in, and of course, to say our minds and to say the things we want to say. I have always made you understand that the only way we can achieve Biafra is for us to do things together. If you think that you will be somewhere, somebody will be remote controlling you, only telling you to bring your money to him, and then, or bring your money to her, and then they will give you Biafra, you're wasting your time. You're deceiving yourself. They are all just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, according to that stuff I played when I began. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, you people like being deceived. You like being lied on. I mean, lied to. You know, not lied on, lied to, because there's a difference between being lied on and being lied to. You like being lied to, and our people are easily manipulated by lies. I know that the problem about that is that our people have been deceived over time. Our people are looking for desperate means of survival and freedom. So they allow themselves to be manipulated, deceived, because they're very emotional. So based on the fact that survival is always, more of the emotions, people tend to work with the emotions as if it is their thinking faculty. Your emotion has nothing to do with your thinking faculty. Your emotion is critically of your feeling. And then, of course, your thinking faculty has to do with your senses, your ability to reason. As much as you feel, you reason to know if the action you're going to take will go alongside with your thinking. Now, I want to thank you all. A call is coming in. Okay. I think now let me play
to the effect that why is it that when we're talking about supporting Radio Biafra and the work that Radio Biafra is doing, and this nonsense about people forming Biafra government here, Biafra government in exile there, and all that stupidity, when there is no Biafra yet? Why is it necessary that our people must be deceived? Why are we prone? Why are Igbo people, I'm not saying all Biafran nationalities, why are Igbo people prone to being deceived? Why do we accept lies more than the truth? You can look at the other communal groups that they set up that crumbled. What happened? They are dead, they are buried, they are finished. Nothing is coming out of them anymore. The cockroach that comes up and mentions the word Biafra wants to have his own cabinet. What type of madness is that?
Yeah, welcome back. From what Mazi Nnamdi said in that particular video, because I want to take my time to say some things so that it can sink, people can understand all of these. Mazi Nnamdi was trying to say that anything you see happening right now, anytime you see people trying to create some stuff for themselves, giving themselves titles and all of that, it is born out of selfish desire. And which means that before you begin to talk about, getting the Biafra government in exile, you must also first talk about getting your freedom, or getting Biafra. To get Biafra or to take control of your territory will help you to deceive themselves or allow themselves to be deceived. How people allow themselves to be deceived at several times. Our people have become too weak. Somebody was saying, I was listening to a voice message from one of one agent from Simon who came into a platform that we comes to hide in guys like, what he does is that he tries to be critical of Simon, and at the same time he speaks to support Simon. One of those guys who work with Gaddafi and says to kill our people. The picture of the man who was you see, I don't I just, it's so painful that so many things are happening, but yet people seem to be allowing themselves to be deceived and manipulated. Mazi Nnamdi said, why? What kind of madness is this? Why is it that every time we allow ourselves to be deceived, we allow people to deceive us and all of that? Now, this guy who is an agent working the same, they are the ones who are in charge of the kidnappings. They don't live in Biafra land like Gaddafi and success lives in Biafra land. Gaddafi and this particular person called Chika lives, they live abroad, but yet where they know who give money to the men on ground, also the men they have on ground, the militia they have created, not the ESN. Now, we've been telling you guys that you should stop giving money to these guys. You don't want to listen. You keep arming them to kill our people. You keep arming Simon and his militia group to kill our people. They are killing our people, destroying the properties of our people. You are arming Simon. Why would Simon want to move himself to the point of getting titles before he now begins to tell you about sit-at-home for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? The sit-at-homes, let me call it that way, that we have been doing every Monday, was born out of the people's decision to sit at home. But any other action that would have been carried out was not going to be another sit-at-home or another prolonged sit-at-home, was going to be stopping the 2023 election. Can't you people get this? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said it. The problem. The only action that would have been carried out to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out and also to free Biafra was to stop the 2023 election, not sit at home. Sit at home cannot do anything. In fact, the sit at home now is an alibi. Why didn't you bring your militia to start attacking the Nigeria military and all those people during the election? And then Now you now hold this. You now begin to say you want which people are not sitting at home, and then you begin to send your militia to kill the people. Look, some of you saw the video I played, shooting at people on the bike, burning their keke, killing people, destroying the goods of common people. Are those the people holding you from getting Biafra? That tells you that there's a secret agenda in this whole matter. That tells you that this is about conquest, about having power and control, about territory conquest. Simon wants to be in charge of Biafra land, but his own operations is around that or his men. When we were screaming about Shadow, when we were telling you that Shadow, Simon has threatened Shadow, some of you don't know what is going on. Now he has taken Shadow away. Now we hear the rumor that he has been killed, or whether he has not been killed. Courtesy Simon. Now they have brought a new militia in Ebonyi State. You saw them displaying themselves in Ebonyi State because they wanted to get rid of Shadow so that they will have their men on. They must face Biafra and face Biafrans, face the law of Biafra. Whatever they are doing now, let them continue. We don't care, but we know that the day of reckoning is coming. He was making so many statements, telling you Simon is working. And then he was asked a question. He said, okay, what is Simon doing? He said, the people know him. He's critical about Simon. If someone does the wrong thing, he will say it. If someone does the right thing, he has never said anything someone that has done wrong. He always wants to play. He wants to be dilly-dallying. That's what he does. Now, he now said something. He said that imagine someone held sit at home 7 days. Now, the big question is, how many people sat at home? Every part of Biafra land was bubbling. Only the places where his militia group men were going to destroy the properties of the average citizens and shooting at people in the market square and trying to frighten people. The truth here is, if you have influence, if the people believe in you, you don't need to enforce sit at home. They will sit at home. When Mazi and Kanu say sit at home, people sit at home. Nobody enforces it, but people sit at home. It came to the point where Mazi and Kanu say sit at home, people sit at home. Because you know why? They believe in Mazi and Kanu. They've come to realize that he's fighting for freedom in truth and in spirit. They've come to realize that. So Mazi and Kanu just need to say it and the people obey. It is automatic. But look at this rogue man called Simon. He couldn't enforce no election. He's trying to enforce it at home because he has heard rumor that Mazi and Kanu will be coming out soon. So he wants to make it look like the sit at home is what's going to bring Mazi and Kanu out. Even when we were putting pressure on them that there will be no election in Biafra land, they didn't bring Mazi and Kanu out. It is now that you are trying to enforce it at home. If you had worked, if you were true, you would have kept to your words, using the monies of the people, as you said, as they contributed from the 1,000 men, from other people, as Biafrans contributed, and as you promised that those monies will be used to stop the election. You would have done that. But the monies were not used to stop the election. The elections got held. They were held. The elections were held. And, and today, confusion, nonsense anymore. We're not going to accept all this nonsense anymore. The time for all this nonsense has come to an end. Now, this is the time where we must take action, and that is why the topic today says things we must do now to free Mazi and Kanu. Now, what we have to do now, the first thing we have to do is to remove sentiments from our reasoning. You must begin to tell yourself the truth. Our project has nothing to do with anybody but the spirit of Biafra and the leader of Biafra, Mazi and Kanu, that the spirit of Biafra has sent to us. You must begin to tell yourself the truth. People, you must begin to tell yourself and look at things critical to understand that all Simon is doing now is to take advantage of you because you have desire for freedom. So he takes advantage of you so that he would put you in a situation where you would be begging and needing help and then he begins to present something that looks like help, and you keep funding it and making it look like it's going to happen, and then he keeps putting you in that situation of hoping, against hope, and then you keep hoping and hoping, and then he keeps getting busy, and the more he gets busy, the more things gets worse, because he's not on the path of truth. That sentiment of your attachment to Simon because of when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and the things that he said, talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saying that he should broadcast on Radio Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never said he should be the leader. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never told him to organize, a Biafra Republic in government in exile, or whatever it is called. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never told him to give himself titles and become the prime minister. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never even announced that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu only wanted people to keep talking and planning to bring him out and speaking through Radio Biafra. That was why he said, allow him to also broadcast on Radio Biafra, so that everybody will come together with their voices together. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also knows that some people within sold him. He knows that, but he cannot go into all the details. All he needed to do is to come out, and then every other thing will be sorted, just like before, just like what happened in 2015. Definitely, he didn't, when people were betraying him, he never stayed in the jail or in cell and began to give orders. No, all he did was wait until he's out, because he cannot give orders in that way when he's in jail. Today, he cannot give orders of what is going on and then taking action of the things that have happened, because he's still in jail. He's in the hands of the enemies. All he needs to do is to come out, and when he comes out, he'll be able to now sanitize the house. And all this while, we have been working, we have been looking, Biafrans were trusting that Simon, and he was funded. And what were the funds for? Stop the election, 2023 election. That was why you contributed monies to Simon. Don't you see that you are stupid, that even after the person you contributed, even after Azuka came and said, the people who, each 10 people or so, how many people who was each, or $10,000 each, and they will see that they will begin to see the music, they will begin to see everything, and before February ending, Nigeria would have fallen. And people, even if some people didn't give that amount, but people were still giving. People started increasing their giving. In fact, they started collecting monies every week. And the purpose of collecting those monies were that election will not hold. And in your very eyes, you see election hold, and you are still looking for evidences against the person who told you election will not hold and election got held, in spite of the fact that you collected your money. What other evidences do you want? Or is it that you people don't reason well? Slavery has eaten deep into your brains that you cannot reason well. For God's sake, we need to tell ourselves the truth. Forget about every sentiment. I know that most of us were attached to Simon. In fact, I fell in love with him initially when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and an extraordinary rendition. And he now started talking according to the voice of the people, speaking very, very well, supporting the people in their narrative and all of that. And then all of us, we began to support him, because everybody began to support him. We felt that, wow, this guy is speaking according to what we want. This guy is speaking tough, and he's challenging the Nigeria system. He's challenging the DOS members who didn't do what they are supposed to do. They were supposed to immediately set up a panel of inquiry to investigate what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The DOS members didn't do it, and that is what I hold against them. Because if your hands are clean, the first thing you do when your leader is kidnapped or extraordinary rendition, or something happens to your leader, is to set a panel of inquiry. A panel of inquiry. The first thing is what has happened to our leader? That's the first big question. And you set up a panel. I don't have anything against any of them. But why I see all of them as accomplices in the kidnap and extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is because they know they can't say they don't know. They know they're supposed to. In fact, we said it several times to them that there's supposed to be a panel of inquiry to inquire and to probe into what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But none of them did. Saying so many things, beating around the bush, saying so many things. They'll come today tell you about and so thing and so that this protest here, that protest. The leader of the group freedom it has been incarcerated by the enemies. And he was that he didn't even come by arrest, it came by a kidnap, serious crime against the nation of Biafra. That is a serious crime against the nation of Biafra. What reasonable people do I can never read the inquiry do. As long as the members of the DOS never raised a panel of inquiry, I can never support anything they do. You know why? Because that is a proof that they have hand in the kidnap of Mazi and Kanu, and they don't want that panel to reveal it. Because they know that once there is an independent panel of inquiry, it will indict them also. Who else will not understand that? Who else will not understand that? It's as simple as that. Once your hand is not in a thing, you would be excited to set once your hand is not in the kidnap of Mazi and Kanu, what you will do is that you will be excited to have him. You want to prove you are real and original, but yet they didn't. I keep talking about them, sending my accusation to them and accusing them of being accomplices in the kidnap and extraordinary rendition of Mazi and Kanu. I'll keep doing that until they now come to their senses and set a panel of inquiry. Once they do that, I'll believe that they are true. And that panel must be independent. It must not be. It would have about three foreigners who are not Biafrans, and then others Biafrans but not loyal to the DOS members. They must be independent. At least we have a panel of 10. They would investigate what happened to Mazi and Kanu. You don't wait for the person who is in trouble to come out to tell you who kidnapped him. It doesn't make sense. We are wiser than that. We know how panels operate. When things happen, panels are raised, especially when those things are very, very serious and gruesome. Panels are raised, and that panel goes into work to make findings. That is how it is done. Don't say when Mazi and Kanu come out, are you talking about to dafts? Is that how your level of education took you? And when Mazi and Kanu come out, he will set up a panel to investigate what happened to him himself. Are you daft? Or is it that you people you think you are talking to fools, or you think that because you have so many dafts in your cabinet, you think all Biafrans are daft? The people who are coming out now for this Biafra stuff are people who are very intelligent. And I'm one of them. We are many of us. I'm not the only one. So many are coming, more are coming. And that is why we're forming the Accountability and Transparency Group, because we know that it takes intelligence to bring people out of bondage. It takes intelligence to free Biafra. And that intelligence will come from narratives that are discreet and streamlined to a transparency and accountability. Except that narrative is patronized, we will not get freedom. Forget about all this. You think freedom is by coming to shout and scream on social media. You don't get freedom by screaming and shouting. You get freedom by intelligence, by ability, by your skill, by your strategy. What strategy do you guys have? DOS that have been there all this while. What are the strategies? Nothing. Nothing. Now, because of you guys, because of your stuff, because of you guys, you made us support somebody like Simon Ekpa. Because of your gullibility, the DOS members, you made us support somebody like Simon Ekpa. Now look at what he's doing. Look at how criminal he is. The money's contributed. ESN members are not getting the monies, the feeding. ESN has been almost destroyed. I am on program. I am on a live broadcast. I'll call you back, please. I'm on a live broadcast. Please. Call you back. Now, ESN has been divided because Simon wanted to build his own militia. He now funded some of them, used them to attack those ones who are loyal to Mazi and Kanu, because they are not loyal to him. Got those ones who are loyal to him to go to Butuza to go and swear another oath. And then he now divided the camp. And that's why I feel sorry for some of you. When we give you information, all you do is you talk nonsense. When we give you information, all you do is talk nonsense, because that's why I said we must stop sentiments. We must stop sentiments. This is my first point. Things we must do now. The first thing is stop sentiments. What are sentiments? Your emotional attachment will not help you. It is only God that you can trust very, very well to do anything for you 100%. Once humans are involved, you must be very vigilant. You must trust, but you must set a structure to test that trust and to make sure that trust is tested and trusted. That trust you have in somebody must pass through the fire. That is why we are humans. If I tell you to trust me, you must put something on ground that will keep checking me if I am going out of that trust. Everything clear here now that Simon has taken your monies and Simon has stolen from you guys. Simon took your monies, telling you he's going to stop the election. He didn't stop the election. Now he's killing you people, destroying the goods of the people, the properties of the people. Look at what Butuzo and his group are doing. Look at what they are doing in Biafra land, killing our people. You see this sentiment where please don't talk about Simon, he's a good man. You are a very stupid person. Because if you don't know anything, listen to those who know things, who can give information, those who are in-house, who have the information. And that's why I don't like people who are daft. Just come on this platform. All you do is to come and tell me, please don't talk about Simon. You think do I look like someone who is daft? I'm very intelligent. If you don't want to admit to that, I'll tell you. And I wouldn't castigate anybody and talk about anybody, because I know that if I talk against you, if I don't have proofs, I can be sued. I can be arrested. I can be sued. I can be taken to court. If I call Simon criminal today, I have reasons for calling him criminal, and I have the records for that. I have the evidences. So if I call him criminal, I can stand for it, because I know if he takes me anywhere in the world, I will stand for it and I'll prove it. Let him try it. But if he calls me criminal today, I can take him to court and he's going to prove, because he doesn't have any criminal records against me, and I can prove them. So when you see us talk like this, don't come and start telling us nonsense here. And don't talk about Simon. Simon is who do you know Simon? Did you work with Simon? Those who work with him are telling you some stuff. You're coming to tell me who Simon is. You don't know Simon is a criminal. Simon and Azuka. You don't join effort. Somebody AOE joy or what? You say, let's join effort. Which effort? You want to join effort with a criminal? Can you join effort with Hope Uzodinma to build Imo State? Let me ask you a question. Hope is killing people, stealing the resources of the people. Look at Ibori. He's told now to pay about $129 back to, or else you go back to jail. You join forces with people who want to kill you. You join forces with somebody who has destroyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's program or template. Who do you want to join forces with? Do you people think that peace is about, let's just come together? Is that how you reason? You work with people who are on the right path. That is the only way you get freedom. That's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. You work with people who are on the right path. Not anybody, because you just want to be, let's be united. United with who? Can you be united with somebody who wants to come and kill you or take your daughter from you? Somebody who comes into your family, kill your child, takes your daughter, who is 10 years old, and rapes her and takes her away from you. And then you say, let's just unite. Let's just be united. Is that how you reason? You unite with people who are on the same course. You don't just by saying, that's why I said you have to drop this spirit of sentiment, because this is what is killing us. That is why we have allowed the politicians and those who are killing us in our land to continue to survive. Because you know why? That is why our freedom is prolonged. Because people like Hope Uzodinma and all these governors and all these betrayers, people who have been betraying this cause for a long time, people who connived to sell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to kidnap him and extraordinarily rendition him. We are just sitting down watching them. Every day they blow siren and pass us. Every day they go to their government houses. Every day they do everything they like to do. We are watching them, because we always like to say, let's just, let's just be, today if Uzodinma comes now and build road in your area, you say, let's just allow him. He's a good guy. He has built a road in my village. That is all. You think that is how America grew? You think that's how other nations of the world grew? Look at China today. Look at China. As at 1960s, Nigeria was richer than China. That's the contraption Nigeria created by Britain. Richer than China. Today, that same Nigeria is borrowing from China. Today, What is the cause? Stupidity. We always want to, we easily forget. Do you know that even in America and other parts of the world, when you commit a crime, if you like, become 90 years old, we committed a crime when you were 15 years old. I mean, adult age, maybe at the age of 18 or 20. When you are captured when it is discovered, when you are 90, you'll still be brought before the law. That is how civil people behave. That is how people who reason behave. All of you, some of you, not all of you anyway, some of you are upright, some of you have a good heart, you understand. I worked with Simon very well, and I sensed the criminality. I stood against Azuka because I know there is a criminality going on in the system. You can't take the monies of the people, put in your husband's account, and you are not giving records. The women ask you, people like Ify and others ask you about account, Barbara and all of them ask you about account. You don't give, you say, you fight them. You seek for how you're going to destroy them. You come, you even shout on, shout on everybody. Tell them when they are talking, you mute them in your meeting, and then you refuse to give accounts. After the agreement is that there's going to be an account, then you cut off that agreement. You do things on your own. Azuka even threatening you people that if you ask a question, she's going to block you. And you are coming here to tell me that let's move on, let's just move on. You are not probing. What kind of Biafra are you looking for God's sake? Are you people normal? What kind of Biafra are you looking for? The one that anybody will just be swept under the carpet? In this current generation, in this dispensation, the one that you just sweep anything under the carpet when somebody commits crime, you just be happy. Oh, let's just leave it, just move together. We have to move together. You think Biafra liberation will come by, hey, let's just move together? No, it won't come by that. Biafra liberation will come by taking decision decisively on everything that has to do with evil, because it is only truth that will take us there. So everything that has to do with Simon is flawed. He's a criminal. You contributed monies, gave to him for the purpose of stopping the election. He didn't stop the election. After the election, he started showing you about one liaison office. He even told you he bought a house in Maryland, that house is Biafra house. He told you he was equipping it. He showed you everything. He showed you the house. He showed you where the logo will be. He showed you where the banner will be. Till today, nothing is said about that house. He told you he was traveling everywhere, whereas he was just sitting on his laptop in his house, telling you he's in South Korea, telling you he's traveling here, deceiving you, using the word visual, so that tomorrow, if the learned people accuse him, he'll say, after all, I said visual. But because he knows most of you don't even understand what it means, visual. But he keeps telling you, making it look like he was traveling everywhere. He went to South Korea, he went to Australia, he went to this part, whereas he was sitting in his room in Finland, doing a conference call with those evil people like Gaddafi and co. How many of his people came out when people came to protest in Finland? Although I don't support those people who came to protest in Finland, because they are just they are daft. Stuff it to facts and things and do things right. You know, you are talking about going to protest against Simon or whatever, you want to prove a point. Why didn't Simon with some? Why didn't they come out to engage those people protesting here? Those ones are protesting here. Let's see those who are more. We're showing you. I have to understand how your minds work. Joy, let me use you as a case study. I want to understand how your minds work. How do you want to secure Biafra? With lies? That means you don't even believe what Mazi and Kanu said. That if you like, if not for truth and honesty, Biafra will never come. So you mean you're going to paint lies and just pretend as are doing the right thing, as if Simon is right. Let's just go. He's just famous. Somebody who is. Do you know who in our land? Or you think we are joking when we are saying all these things? Or you think we are just bad belly? I was working with someone. We never offended me. We never had issues. The issue here was that your faces will not be on the currency. And the issue was that, come, let's have meeting with the men on ground. They are complaining. No money for them. You're not feeding them. That is the issue. If it was a selfish interest thing, I wouldn't say anything about it. After all, they promised me that my face would be on the one of the coin, of the currency. I'll put my face in the currency, and all of us will be, of course, if we haven't objected to the currency thing, by now they would have printed currency and given to you. You don't know. At least, even if the currency is not being in use, at least our faces are already there. You are already having them in your houses. To us, it will be an achievement. Hey, my face is on the currency. At least somebody has my face in their house somewhere. Stupidity. I came all out to block this. This is not the kind of Biafra we're looking for. And we are putting it, and look now, let me ask you, Joy, if Simon was sincere, people wrote to you and said, please, we don't need the issue of currency now. This thing is going to cause division in Biafra land. You don't put the face of Azuka and co on currency. The people that can be on currency are people who have made names. Some of them, in fact, late. The only person who can have his face on currency now is Mazi and Kanu, based on the price he has paid. And if we will come to you and say, come, Ngozi Orabo is in your cabinet, he's a Nigeria agent. We have evidences. Look at the evidences. And then we now come again and say, now, the men on ground are not being fed. Please, we need to have a meeting with them. Is that supposed to be a problem for somebody who is genuine? Ask yourself that question. Is that supposed to be a question for somebody who is genuine? If he is genuine, what he would do is, wow, let's hold a meeting. Oh, the issue of Ngozi, this is what I know, this is what I know. What do you know? What evidence you have? Okay, let's probe it. Oh, it seems this thing is a serious matter. Okay, let's set up a committee that will investigate. Let's be sure if Ngozi Orabo is truly a Nigerian agent. You said that is the standard for people who are reasonable. Is it that you people are so low-minded that you're even someone that didn't even go to a good school, that cannot even express himself very well, is now you are putting yourself under the level, under Simon? That means Simon's level is higher than you. That means he reasons more than you, in spite of the fact that Simon is not even intellectually sound. Yet you are behaving less than him. That means you are lower in intellectual capacity. That because his name is Simon, he's Simon, he spoke when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in, he has been speaking, so we should just, you see who will stand for us. You are looking for who will stand for you. You don't know why. You don't know that because he is where he is now, he's capitalizing on your vulnerability and stupidity. You don't know. How can you allow somebody whose mental faculty or intellectual capacity is below average to impose their will and control your mind? That means your mind has even a failed level of competence compared to his low average. That means you have to assess yourself and watch yourself and ask yourself questions. If I am believing in Simon so much in spite of the criminality that are so glaring to me, our men are being killed. Butuzo killing our men. Now, the other day I played Shadow's voice here. Simon threatened Shadow. Shadow has been kidnapped. We heard he has been killed. The same Simon. And your level of thinking is lower than that of Simon. Then you're in trouble. In this world, you're in trouble. Because with people like you, Biafra is not even in sight. Now, let me play what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. Because sometimes we need to be reminding you people some stuff. I don't know when we are talking, we are trying to open your eyes. You are not in the system. You don't know what is happening. All you guys are there doing is defend. Don't talk about him. Don't talk about him. Simon, we know. PM, this. You are not in the system. Those in the system who are seeing the things inside are telling you the things that are happening. You are there arguing. Don't you see that you have a mental problem? Listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said here. Listen. Biafra will never come in 100 years if you don't stand on truth. Listen.
If we abandon Chukwukika Biama in truth and honesty, please goodbye to Biafra. Biafra can have in the beyond years. You'll be only running around in circles. You can never come. It is the kingdom of heaven itself. You want to do something that
it will never come. You say, let's get Biafra first, then we'll talk about so you want to get Biafra with somebody who is working against what you are planning, and you think that you working with the enemy will help you get freedom. How? Somebody is fighting, destroying the system. You are thinking that you are going to work on the destroyed system to get the freedom. How? Sorry. Simon, we're trying to see how we're going to build things and set structure. Simon and Azuka and Co. and his rogue team are doing everything to destroy the structure. And you say, let's just get the freedom. How, for God's sake? Oh my God, is it because your mental faculty is lower than Simon's? That's why you have this problem? And that's why we're doing these teachings, so that you begin to reason. Simon's mental faculty and intelligence is very low. Listen to him very well. Is it because we're just praising him then, trying to make him, because we thought he was on the path, so let's just boost his ego. Let's make him feel good. But his mental faculty, his intelligence quotient is lower, very lower than average. Very lower than average. And you now, you are subjecting your own reasoning under his. That tells you that yours is on an emergency situation. Your mental faculty, your intelligence quotient is on an emergency situation where we need to put you in an emergency and through a emergency therapy program, because there's a need for boosting. If not, you are going to constitute nuisance in the new Biafra. You have even in the zoo in the Nigeria, there is a structure. Even in spite of that Nigeria is flawed, there's still a structure. And that structure, even if it is flawed and it is abused because of the program of the British and the Fulanis, there's still a structure. Not to talk about the one that Simon is doing. This one is outside structure. From the beginning of time to now, they have not given you an account. And yet you are joyful, thinking that something is happening. What is happening? Let me ask you a question. What has Simon done? The money you gave to him, what has he done? Just give me an answer. Some of you will say, sit at home. Oh, I wish. Oh, Lord have mercy. You see, the topic I'm just giving only point one: sentiments. These are the things we must do now. We must stop sentiment. One, because that is the only place where the whole problem is. The place where we don't use our brains anymore. That somebody whose intelligence quotient is less than average is controlling some people. Oh my God. You see, when you are trying to let people understand something, look at what Joy said. Please let me not distract you. You're not distracting me. I am trying to educate you and other people too. That's what I'm trying to do. Because the time has come when we must begin to exude superior reasoning. Are you not concerned, disturbed that Biafra, we are still struggling as of now by what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said before he was extraordinarily rendition or kidnapped? By now, don't you think that we would have gotten a headway? Now look at the person you're supporting. The election that he was supposed to enforce, he didn't enforce no election. He now allows the election to hold, and then he now begins to enforce sit at home. And that election would have both restored Biafra at the same time free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu if we had stopped that election. That election would have, if we had stopped that election, which he himself said that this is the only opportunity we have. If we had stopped that election, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would have been freed. That means there would be no need for sit at home. 2, Biafra would have been restored, because in Biafra territory, nobody would have voted. If he had taken the whole monies contributed, funded the men on ground who were complaining before the election, funded everybody, give them everything they need, because the monies that have been contributed were enough to do all of that. And everybody is on high alert, ready, mentally ready, with food, ready to stop the election. Everywhere, men scattered all over Biafra land. No election. No, nothing. We secure the borders. We stay everywhere. Nothing. No election. You think you'll be doing all this nonsense you're doing now? He's working. Sit at home. Is it that you have short memory? The person who couldn't stop election is now saying that sit at home will bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out, because he has heard, and he has gotten intel that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released soon. So he now thinks that he wants to carry out some actions to make it look like it is his sit at home that will bring him out. And you don't see something wrong with your own mind that is flawed by the fact that somebody who is of lowest average in his mental faculty is superior to be able to manipulate your own mind. Oh my. That means Biafra is far from us. See what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said there in that video I just played. If we abandon Chukwokike in truth and honesty. Now see, let me tell you something about honesty. Honesty does not dwell on sentiments, does not patronize sentiments. If me do wrong, honesty will say you have done wrong. If anybody, including Mazi and Kanu, do wrong, honestly say you are doing wrong. You are doing wrong. So come back to the track. Come back. Honesty first begins with self-appraisal. Because the only way you can be honest about things that are external is to first get yourself, your personality in the right order, frame of mind, from your mind. That means in honesty, you stand to say the things the way they are. And even when you are told you are wrong and you discover and it is obvious you're wrong, you take corrections. That is what honesty does. In fact, honesty approves of truth without sentiments. Honesty does not care whose ass is God. Honesty does not look at faces. Honesty stands on the path of truth and explains truth in transparency and accountability. Honesty is a proof of the value of truth. Honesty is the cynosure of truth in real time. I don't want to go too deep into philosophical analysis. That's why I'm trying to just, but some of you just want to push somebody. But I believe that what I've said now, you understand it. Real time. Honesty reveals the value of truth in real time. What does real time mean? That means in our natural world, if you are not truthful, then we will continue to live in the dark, in the shadows of lies. And lies can never give us Biafra. If you think you are doing for helping him, defending his criminality, how can somebody criminalize? I mean, somebody commit crime? Nation of over 120 million of the world, and the 120 million people, or some of them, are saying that this person should continue with his criminality. How would he give you Biafra? In Kanu said, you need truth to get Biafra. So now judge it. How possible is that? That means you say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a liar. Simon is truthful. That's what you're saying. That means Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a liar for saying that Biafra will not come in truth and honesty unless we apply truth and honesty. That means you're telling you, oh, Biafra will come anyhow. You think it's going to come anyhow? Because anybody who is on the path of lies will always compromise with the enemies. It's as simple as that. Why would Simon allow election and then home to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when election would at the same time restore Biafra? Ask yourself that question. Why would he have allowed election to hold, which is capable of stopping the zoo from conducting election in Biafra land, which why would he allow that thing that would stop that Nigeria contraption from continuing, and then allow that thing to happen, and then after the thing happens, after the election happens, let me not call it the thing so people can understand. After the election happens, the election would have stopped Nigeria from continuing. The election would have stopped Nigeria from from holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu more. The election would have freed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also caused us to go for referendum if we had stopped the election. Now he allows the election to hold, which means that we lost the opportunity at the same time get a referendum. He now begins to tell you of sit at home, that it will free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What does that tell you? Even common sense will tell you that that person is an agent of Nigeria, because all he did was to come and castigate Peter Obi. We're not saying I'm not supporting the election, but I'm just trying to tell you the games he played, because he's on Nigeria. He's on the side of Nigeria. So all he did was castigate Peter Obi to make sure that people don't go for him and vote for him. And then he now projects Tinubu. And then when Tinubu wins, he now relaxes. And then he now begins to tell you about sit at home to get the government to, because he has helped the system he's supporting to get the result. When the whole monies you contributed was that no election, he allows the election to hold, you are still contributing, giving him monies to keep killing our people. You want me to show you, if I bring up videos of the killings Simon and his rogue team has conducted in Biafra land, if I bring up the videos, my channel will be blocked because they are bloody. with their bloody. We're talking about killing like they are Fulanis. The same attributes of Fulanis, the same features of Fulanis is what they exhibit. They cut people's necks like they are cutting the neck of a goat. Simon and his rogue team. So if you think that we will see all this evil and we'll keeping quiet because you don't talk about him, let's just go and just do what you are doing. For God's sake, what we are doing will not succeed if we don't expose the lies. So those of you who say, just do your own and let him continue to do his own, how can you continue to allow him to do his own when his own is killing the people? When his own is about destroying the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu revealing the evils of Nigeria or the evils of the politicians in Biafra land? You know why? Because he needs to reveal them so that you will know. And then when you know, we will now stop them by the knowledge we have so that we can do some stuff to stop them. Because the more we allow them, the more they keep hindering or delaying what we are doing. They will keep selling us to the enemies, exposing our tactics to the enemies. So people like Simon and Co must be talked about. Anytime they make a move, we get the evil out of it. We make you know. We expose it to you so that we all can be knowledgeable about this whole thing. How long will we continue to be in bondage? In our own generation, again, we lose again. Our own next generation comes up to start fighting again. After Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have set the standard in this generation, which means that automatically we're supposed to get it. But now some people want to destroy it, and you want to watch them destroy it so that this delay will continue, and then the next generation will now suffer. Then we die without without achieving it, even if we had the opportunity to achieve it. But because we are stupid and we didn't do what we were supposed to do right, we lost the opportunity. You don't know that opportunities can be lost. Did you know that even if Chikokike gives you something, permits you to gain something, if you are careless and you don't know how to take actions, you are still not going to get it. Even if that promise is in your family, if you don't get it, somebody else will get it. But if you don't do what you're supposed to do to get it, you will not get it. That is why we're here. That is why we have to begin to take actions right now. Things we must do. Sentiment. Oh, it's Simon. No, it's Simon. Let's just, he was there. He was speaking when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The house he told you, everything he tells you, lies. The house he told you is opening in US, Maryland. Where is the house? He's been traveling all around. Where is the house? They've told you they put chairs and everything. They're going to hold meetings there. Where is the house? Have you seen them? Have they come to take it? Have they gone there with video and everything to show you as Azuka and Co with the, waiting they hungry them not to sit in, Biafra, being in charge? Have they shown you themselves sitting in a place and videoing, covering this whole thing? For God's sake, don't stop deceiving yourself now. Self-deceit is the only thing that will destroy us. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, except we say the truth. Stop deceiving yourself. This is the person. Now, he has stopped talking about that part because that chapter, he knows that you people forget easily. Now, you and I enjoy. You and I know that Mazi Nnamdi. See, there's nobody who cannot be talked about. Just get that right. I've been talked about. People talk about me. Some say I'm not Biafra. Some say I'm from here. Some say I'm here. Some say I came to look for money. Some say this. It is normal. But when you look at the works of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when you look at his actions will tell you that those things said about him are only out of envy, jealousy, and wickedness, and of course are projected or promoted by the zoo against him using people inside. But when you look at Simon, obviously the things he said he's going to do, he has not done them. He didn't stop the election. 2, he has destroyed the legacy. He's destroying. Let me say he has destroyed. He has divided ESN. Some have gone to his camp. They are now loyal to him. They have sworn oath to him, and through Butuzo, they are now on his side. He has destroyed. Why would he come into ESN that was made known to him by people who were with him, people like Nelly and other people who were there before, managing ESN? Why would something that was committed into the hands of people by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now given to Simon? Simon now collects the money of Biafrans and now use that money to divide that thing for himself. Why? Don't you see that there is something about it? Somebody was saying that when Mazi Nnamdi, I'm thinking Mirugo also, that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out now, Simon will fight him. And that's the truth. Because Simon has already put himself at the climax of the hierarchy. He has given himself, what is the importance of title compared to the work you are supposed to do? Why not remain as the spokesperson and do the work you want to do? Let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stop the election. Let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out. When he comes out, then you begin to allow him do what he has to do. Why allow the election? Allow Nigeria to be sustained, allow Nigeria to take root, and then after that, you now begin to give yourself positions. And after you have given yourself positions to the climax of prime minister, making yourself so-called prime minister, audio prime minister, anyways, on social media prime minister, it doesn't make meaning to us. It's just the few people he has on his group that are the regular people who respond that are calling him prime minister. He's not a prime minister. In Biafra, nobody recognizes him. He's not on ground. He doesn't have any. That's why they sit at home. People they just see gunmen chasing them everywhere. People begin to wonder, who is this idiot? And sending gunmen to chase us. So this man has built his militia. They don't regard him. Someone's not regarded on ground. Some people knew that he was right from time. People like Obinna, who was in charge of M branch, was criminate. Said this guy is not the kind of person we think he is. Suddenly, Simon kidnaps through using his men to kidnap them. Obinna. Till now, Obinna is missing. We don't know where he is for over since last year, November or so. Obinna is missing. Courtesy Simon and his men, because Obinna has many secrets of Simon. Obinna has secrets of Simon. When we come to tell you people something here, we're not coming to say some things because we don't know. Let him come out and deny them. Then let's bring out the evidences. We're not jokers. We are not jokers. You should know when you see people who are serious, you know they are serious. We came into this thing prepared. We came with our intellect. We came with our senses. We came to reason well. We came to set the record straight. We came to put the template and the structure aright. Because without that transparency and accountability, we're not going anywhere. Because it is only on transparency and accountability you can define truth. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, truth and honesty. Honesty is the program that plays out to reveal truth. And that program is structure, transparency, and accountability. So when we're doing what we are doing, what we're doing because we have, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was talking about 100 men, God was preparing people. And many of them are still coming. Not all, and not Agbero style of freedom fighting. Somebody else come in, all they do is threaten. You do know how many threat messages I get every day? Are those people serious to you? It's like I am now, you're arguing with me, I've been to threaten you. I'll say I'll come to kill you. Does it make sense? If I'm the part of truth, I only tell you the truth and allow the rest. Then with your sense or your brains, you reason. That's what it takes. I don't need to threaten you. I don't need to say I'm coming to kill you. I don't need to tell you that your life will soon end or you are a moving corpse. I don't need to tell you all of that because I know what I'm telling you is true. It is only those who are on the path of lies that do all of those stuff, come to threaten, come to tell you so many things just because they want to get you, put fear in you. That's why scripture says God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of love, of power, and of sound mind. The other day I was talking about it. I didn't speak about it for, to the fullest as I wanted to. Fear is a tool of the devil. And that is why you see those who are on the path of lies always want to put fear into you. How do you think oppressors like Britain and all of that conquer people and subdue them? By fear, putting fear in them. What did Goliath do to David? He tried to put fear in David. He said, I'm going to give your body to the gods, my gods. I'm going to tear your body. Look at this small rat. I'll just tear your body and give to the birds of the air to eat. You're coming against me. Look at this guy, stone and sling, to fight me, a champion, a warrior. Do you know how long I've been in war? He was trying to instill fear into David. The only weapon of the enemy is to put fear in you. That's why whenever they are doing anything, all they will tell you is that they're going to kill you. They're coming for you. There's one they call ROZ. I don't know what that means. I don't know who that idiot is. All he will do is tell me I'm a moving corpse, that he's coming for me. They know where I am. They know my family. They say I'm not Biafran, but yeah, they know my family in Biafra land. Yet they say I'm not Biafra because they want to instill fear. We don't threaten people. We don't need to put fear in you. We only need to expose lies to you and let you see so that you can have the clear sight and insight, hindsight, insight, and foresight. These are three stratas of sight. Hindsight, HINDSIGHT. Foresight, FOR. three stratas of sight. Once you have access talking about today, this one thing I'm talking about today, talking about kicking against sentiment, destroying sentiment, open up other things that we need to do if we must get our freedom. And this is the time for it. This is the time for it. Unless you are not ready for freedom. I want to thank you all for watching. You know, so he said I should stop thinking SC. Oh my God. Don't worry. If you know what you'll be go to Finland and go and attack Simon. If you know what I know. If you know what we know, not me. It's not about me. The Accountability and Transparency Group and those who are key in this whole thing. If you know what we know, I am telling you, you will look for him yourself to stab him. But we're not there to kill people. We are there to tell the truth and expose the lies. And then when the time comes, he will face the law. Unless Chukwokike deals with him in his own way. But as long as he's alive and his team members are alive, this Biafra, anything he does wrong, you to it. Oh my God. This narrative, your narrative, what he does wrong, you did it right. When somebody is defrauding you, you said, if you do it right, he continues to defraud other people. You don't know his confusion? That's massive confusion. If a kingdom is divided against, it will not stand. No, we're not in the same kingdom. For the fact that we're all in Biafra doesn't mean we're in the same kingdom. Understand that. We're not in the same kingdom. Someone is not operating in the same kingdom with us. He's operating in a different kingdom. Now, that kingdom we're talking about has nothing, is not defined by Biafra in the context of Biafra. It's defined by the spirit and the arrangement for freedom. It's just like now you're saying that Ohanese and Co also are the kingdom, so we should liaise with them, and kingdom divided it will not fall, and so we should liaise with them when they are working the project of the Nigerian contraption. No, you can't. That's not, the argument is flawed, because they are also Biafrans, but they are in a different strata of operation. That means that kingdom mindset has nothing to do with the Biafra restoration, but has something to do with installing a kingdom that is that contravenes, what Biafra represents. That is the kingdom of the British. So we're not in the same kingdom. Someone is not fighting for freedom. Someone is installing his militia, and of course using the narrative of Biafra to continue to sustain that militia. That's what he's doing. I want people to send this message. Let him get it too. I know his eye is also here. Let him get this message. I just want him, let him come out and argue this stuff. He's very shallow in thinking, so he will always come and say nonsense. And his team members, all they will come and say is that that Kelechi, he all he wants is money. That's what they're going to say. Rather than counter what I'm saying or bring evidences and proof, right? Because they cannot reason critically and, of course, argue constructively. All they will come and tell you is that he came to ask us money. He came to, when did I ask the money? They can't prove it. When did they give me money? They can't prove it. They can't show anything. Let them bring the document. They should go to the bank. The bank will give them receipt. They forward it and show Biafrans where they gave me money. But because they want to blackmail, that is the tactics of evil people. Rather than facing the facts before them, they now go on sentiments, begin to look for things that are irrelevant and consequential, and things that are distracting to as a means of trying to, and of course the gullible ones say, hey, don't mind, he's a criminal. He's coming to, they gave you money. Where is the money they gave you the other time? They gave you money. Even if they gave you money, does that mean that you won't tell the truth again? That is how some of you are so daft. That is why a politician will bring 5,000 to your community and say, vote for me. You will take the 5,000 and vote. You eat the 5,000 maybe for 1 week if it's only you. These days, how many days will you eat? Even transport fare alone will take away the 5,000 going to work. But you take it, and then you vote. After that, you keep lamenting. Let me not go further into this, because S is doing a great job. What is the good job that he's doing? I ask you, label the good job here. Let's join efforts. Label the good job now. You can't label the good job. But say, oh, he's doing a good job. They're asking how do you say he's doing it at home. Oh my God. Lord have mercy on our people. He's not attacking anyone. He is only telling the truth. Thank you so much, Ego, for that. Good to have you. Truth is what we should stand on. There are proofs everywhere. These are people who work with him. Ego, thank you so much for that. We don't really get too much, you can never look back. Thank you so much, Akwanwa. Good to have you here. You must overcome temptation. No going back. Thank you so much. Ego says you will pay no matter the pay age. That's why Western world is the way it is. That's it. No matter the age. If you committed a crime when you were 20, you are 80. I remember one woman, they said during Hitler's time, she's 90 something now. They brought, I think, 90 something or 70 something now. So they brought her, she was the secretary. She was the secretary in the office there or something. I've forgotten the story. She was brought to justice just I think about 2-3 months ago or 4 months ago. I can't remember now, whether in February or March or so. And I was surprised. An elderly woman like that, they brought her to court. The crime she committed during the Nazi period, 1945, those period of Nazi Germany and stuff. She was brought to court because they got the evidences against her recently. No matter how long, they will keep looking for the evidences until they get the evidences. Even when you are old, the evidences will be brought to you before the court against you. But our own, and somebody steals your maybe Hopus Odema steals the money of and gets the vote and doesn't it's not voted for, and then he's given this mandate, and then he comes to build road in one community. They'll say, he's a good governor, he's a good governor. It doesn't matter. Even if he was not voted for, let's just leave it. He's the governor. Let's leave it. At least in the next 4 years, we'll vote some stupidity. Stupidity. That's why we're not going anywhere. If we continue like this, we're not going anywhere. That is why I will keep preaching this gospel. And you must keep sending this gospel to the people that must hear this gospel. Because if you think that we'll continue all this nonsense, Biafra is coming. For where? Never near. You never near. It's not juju. No be juju. We want Biafra. Yet we are doing things worse than Nigeria. He's doing them. The more they look, the less they see. That's it, Ego. Thank you so much. All of them will be handled later. No, it's not going to be handled later. You start setting your house in order now. So Joy, understand this. You set your order. See, what you want to see in Biafra, you begin to exhibit it now. That's how it works. You don't get Biafra before you begin to set things right, or else you're not going to get it. It's not possible. Lots of all his actions had already shown the kind of person he is, but still, some people can't see it. Lies. Yes, Ego, that's it. Anything built on lies can stand. That's it. Thank you so much. Why your wiseness? Fraud foundation can't hold a solid view. And that's it. Please not distract you. You're not distracting me. I'm only trying to, when I'm standing on the truth, I speak like I mean it. The truth, an act upon shall set you free. Yes. But I have been in a group where all sorts of nonsense was said against them, and I've given you the interpretation to that. It's a battle between light and darkness, but for sure, light will prevail. Wise one, we will defeat them. Thank you so much, Akoma. Good. Thank you so much for that. And Nigeria is dead and cannot be resurrected. Just waiting for the burial ceremony. Yes, Nigeria is dead, but if we don't do what we have to do, the dead Nigeria might continue to also kill us. We'll also begin to die. That's it. So if Nigeria is dead, we also must resurrect. We must stand up and leave the dead. We don't continue. When a horse is dead, you are riding a horse, and then the horse slumps or something happens to the horse on the way, and the horse slumps and dies. In spite of the fact that the name is horse and it can run very long, doesn't mean that you have to stay there and try to start beating the horse to rise up. If the horse is dead, it's dead. The best thing you can do is to even start trekking, because the more you trek, the more you get closer to where you're going. But if you remain with that horse, hitting it and thinking that being with a horse means that you are going to run faster, that's a lie. If that horse is dead, it cannot run. Your legs are better than a dead horse. Walking and trekking is better than lying down with a dead horse and hoping that something will happen. So Nigeria is dead. We must leave that dead horse called Nigeria and begin to walk towards our freedom. However it will take us, if we have to run, we run. If we have to crawl, we crawl. However it will take us, we must do that. And that is the only way to do that is to expose all lies. The only way to do that is to begin to expose all the lies. And this is how we do it. We must be determined. Sentiments must be dropped. Mazi Kelechku, you are a child of Chukwu Kikiabiama Elohim, and he is with you. He say, thank you so much, Akonwa. I say, Mazi Kelechku, you are one of the truthful peoples and honest. Thank you so much. I thank you so much. God will not judge only the evildoers, including the people that support the evil. God bless. Thank you so much, Kwanwa. Yes, God will judge those who support evil. That's the truth. Mazi kind of suffered more than he should. Okay, please reward him with long life. He say to that. Good morning, Keisha. Good afternoon to you, sir. May I tell you that your team at the moment will determine how much longer it takes for Biafra to manifest. The Lord wants an egalitarian structure for Biafra. Thank you so much, Chukode. Gordon. It is not. You see that the problem we have always had is that we always think it is a people, your team, your this. We are calling on every one of us. Look at the number on the screen. Send them messages. Send messages or voice message or whatever, because you might not always get calls through because sometimes it's switched off. Send messages. We want everybody to come out together. We want our ideas together. It is not my group. It is beyond me. That is why I'm talking to you. If it's about me, I don't need to come to broadcast. All I do is we just go secretly and do what we have to do. No, because that tactics will not work any longer. We must determine to work together. My idea, your idea, our ideas put together, we get results. And then we fund that result, we work towards that result, and then we bring the result to light. That's what it takes. So please don't see it as, for the fact that I'm one of the pioneer members doesn't mean that I need to be I need to now claim it's mine. No, it's not. But somebody must begin an idea, definitely. But it is everybody's idea. Earlier in Pastor Emeka Livingston Brokers, I suggest the creation of an email for Biafrans to send in their contributions. You may set agenda and us to send out a student inbox. Yes, we of course we are working towards that. We are going to be launching our website soon, very shortly. So the messages, we have a column for that, and where messages would be, and all of that. We have a column for that. So get yourself prepared. Also, we want everybody to come into this whole thing. We want everybody to come into it, in not just sending message from out there. And then what if you send a message and the people don't work with the message? You have to ensure that you monitor what you are doing. We monitor them together and ensure that we're doing the things rightly. Very, very important. This is where we now begin to prove that we are professionals. This is where we begin to prove that we're intelligent. This is where we begin to tell the international community and the Nigerian system that we are now more organized in seeking for our freedom than those Agbero days, where guys they terrorize Mazi and Kanu. He will try to constitute them and put them in focus. They will terrorize them with this and say so many things. We are now focused. So please, let's make it that. Let's make it grand. It's very, very important. Very, very important. So please, that's it. We need you guys, everyone, to be part of this. We all must be part of this. Come and join the accountability and transparency group. Come and join us. Remember, when you're coming, come with the heart of truth. Because if you come with the heart of lies, you'll be exposed. So come with the heart of truth. That doesn't mean you cannot make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But we want the heart that is desirous to get Biafra and to work for Biafra. We don't want a heart of confusion, a heart of manipulation, a heart of lies, a heart of So thank you all. I'm supposed to be in a meeting now for that meeting. So I'm supposed to start 2 p.m. Biafra time. It's already 4 minutes past 2, and that is why I'm supposed to. Wanted to know, but it's 1 hour 14 minutes right now into the broadcast. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Gordon and Gordon Chuku. Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you so much, Akwanwa. Thank you so much, other person who is watching. Please subscribe and share on all your social media platforms. Let the people get this truth today. Let people listen to it and know that we're on the path of truth and nothing but the truth. Thank you all. I appreciate you, God. I see you tomorrow again.